specific signs that will tell me and you that we are struggling with pride. Why 12? It's 2012. Sign number 1. When you and I begin to have a lack of humility towards God and other people, it is a sign that we are on our way to dishonoring our lives. Number 2, the desire to be number 1. We are having this frantic push to be number 1. And you don't understand that God does not care about numbers. If you live a life of honor, you live your life wherever you are, knowing that the only audience is heaven. And when you please God, wherever He's planted you, to God you are number 1. Number 3, a sign that you and I are struggling with pride is when we favor and love people who boost our egos. Number 4, how do you know that you're struggling with pride? When you are unwilling to help those people who are less fortunate. When I show up, you're grand. So God bless me to hell with the rest of the people. It's a spirit of pride slipping in. Here's another one. Self-sufficiency. When you come to a point where you're self-sufficient, watch out. You're on dangerous territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6. The 6th sign that you are on a dangerous slope is this. When you have self-promotion. It's always about me, myself, and I. If you want to live a life that honors God, it's all about God. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 10. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 10. Paul says, I am what I am because of His grace. I have what I have because of His grace. If people praise me, I take that praise and I ascribe it all to God. But when you begin to have self-promotion, my brother, my sister, watch out. You are on your way to dishonoring your life. Number 7, when you've got a selfish attitude, it is a sign that you are struggling with pride. You heard of these 2 kids, Sipho and Chris. Selfish attitude. They had Magwinya or fat cooks. So now Sipho, having this selfish attitude, wanted to go fast. And here they were fighting with the brother. So the mother comes up and says, no, children. Sipho, Chris, sit down. Let me teach you a biblical lesson. If Jesus was here, Jesus will say to you, Sipho, give your brother the fat cook, the Magwinya first. Do you understand? Sipho says, yes. And Sipho looks at Chris and says, Chris, you become Jesus. Selfish attitude. Here's another one. How do you know you're struggling? Number 8 is when you begin to refuse to do menial work. Now you are Dr. David Molapo, PhD, passing high school with difficulties. You no longer pick up papers. Now you're Dr. David Molapo. CRC invites you. You give them a list of 16 things to do. Water with 2 lemons. I need 16 bodyguards. $40,000. All that nonsense. Why? Because now you think you're a big shot. Watch out. Particularly as long as God uses you, my friend, it is more that you need to choose to be humble so that you can honor Him. When you refuse to do menial work because you're now a big shot, it means it's a way that you're struggling with this thing called pride. That is why I say most of us are superficial in this age. Another one is this. When you have the longing to be the center of attraction. Everything must be about you. Here's another one. Having a spirit of rebellion, never wanting to be corrected. When a person corrects you, you begin to have this temper tantrums, blind, and then you begin to want to leave. Pietermaritzburg, Bethlehem, I'm also talking to you. That when you begin to have that spirit of rebellion, where the pastor, your friend, your parents, your friends cannot correct you, watch out. You are treading on dangerous territory. And my friend, life is too short. You need to celebrate it. Number 11, bragging. You struggle with pride when you are always bragging. And here's another one. The number 12 thing that you are struggling. It is a sign that you're struggling with pride. And if you're not careful, it will derail and take you off focus so that you can live this life of honor. If you're not careful, this is number 1. It is arrogance. How do you know you got pride? When you begin to be arrogant, no one can correct you. The picture before us happens in the wilderness. Jesus has just been baptized. In Matthew chapter 3 verse 17, the Father affirms Jesus. This is my lady. This is my boy. This is my son in whom I'm well pleased. That means Jesus was pleasing the Father privately. We only know when Jesus was born, when he was a child, when he was 12 years old. From the year 12 to 30, we know nothing about what Jesus was doing, but he was living a life of honor. And God confirms him in front of everyone and say, that's my lady. That's my boy. I honor you because you honor me. And then in Matthew chapter 4, the Bible says the Spirit of God leads Jesus to the wilderness. Now the question is this: if you are led by God, will you be a person of honor? And the answer is yes. The challenge with most of us as Christians, we are not led, we are driven. And goats are the only thing that are driven. Sheep, they're always like, you know, sheep is led, but goats are always driven. Have you noticed that? A goat is always, you go, yeah, I'm coming, and you're going the other side. The Bible says the Spirit leads Jesus, watch this, to the wilderness. And it's after 40 days and 40 nights of fasting. The Bible says Jesus is hungry. And we discovered this morning that when the devil came to tempt Jesus, Jesus answered him. The devil says, turn these stones into bread. Jesus hunger. You are hungry. Turn these stones into bread. Jesus shapes his responses and he gives the devil three answers. He shapes his responses based, he prioritized purpose over pleasure. He prioritized holiness over hunger, and he prioritized the word over his weaknesses. So temptation number one, he says, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. He is honoring God. He was hungry, but instead of sacrificing and compromising his values, he stuck to his word. But do you think the devil will be quiet? No. The devil comes back. Because remember, his CV is simple. Steal, kill, destroy. That's his CV. All the demons and the mother-in-laws and all their demon stuff, you know, all they want to do is just steal, kill, and destroy. Their assignment is to steal your joy, kill your dream, and to destroy your relationships. So in verse 5, we discover the enemy comes back again to Jesus. Listen to what he says to Jesus, verse 5. The Bible says, then the devil took him into the holy city and had him stand on the pinnacle of the temple. Now, that is stupid. Pastor, if really the devil was smart, you rather, tempt Jesus in the wilderness. You don't take Jesus to church, Basalwan. The devil is dumb. You don't take Jesus to the temple. At least tempt him, confuse him. Do something in the wilderness. You don't take him from the wilderness and you take him to the worship center. Anyway, he does. The Bible says he takes him to the pinnacle, to the top of this temple. We just came back from Israel. This temple was well built. The temple was rebuilt by Herod during that time. This temple could hold thousands and thousands of people. And the devil gives Jesus another tender, another proposal, another invitation. Listen to what he says. He says, if you are the Son of God, throw yourself down. It is written, the angels will come and pick you up. Listen to me, my friend. When you live the life of honor, the devil will challenge you in the physical, but when you